Hey champions, Robert J. Conley here. Tonight's topic is a high school diploma enough? So that came from a headline today on LinkedIn, and somebody talking about there's going to be a shortage of jobs for there's going to be a shortage of jobs for people who don't have college degrees. Or yeah, they're going to be people with only a high school diploma are going to be out of luck. And and it seems like this is like other predictions that just don't go right. You know, one year the planet's going to warm, the next is going to cool, and on and on and on. So any article that involves these kinds of projections just need to be taken with a grain of salt. Somebody somewhere is trying to sell something, and they've planted this article. But the point of it is, though, that we need to be so careful about what we allow to influence us. So this article starts establishing doubt as to the viability of a high school diploma. Now, we're actually rolling out our the Forks in Your Road program, which is also on this YouTube channel. And in it, we are interviewing people once a week. We're going to post an interview with someone who has not completed college, that has a high school diploma, possibly some college, but the highest diploma is a high school diploma. And there are tons and tons of people who are living perfectly happy, healthy, prosperous lives who do not have a college diploma. So that's the first thing that I want to tell you. Second thing is that the issue is really one of what do you want to do with it? And it is, in this article, there was no challenging of filtering through what does a college diploma look like? What's it for? And it just kind of reinforced that whole thing of, well, you just better go get a college degree. Almost, it doesn't matter. Now, one thing that's common, that has been common for a number of years, is trying to get more and more people into STEM. And the thing is that I can tell you from the perspective of being a certified aptitude / natural abilities assessment specialist, is that most people aren't qualified or aren't innately going to be able to succeed in STEM. And so there's this push to get more people into it, but it's pushing people to try something for which they have no natural abilities. So when you see an article like, the high school diploma thing, you need to step back and say, now, what is it? How is it that I want to use college as a tool to further myself? And I'm about to hold up a book that I can't believe is as old as it is, but this book was published in the 90s, and I'm not even sure you can get a hard copy of it. But this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, by Robert Kiyosaki, and again, I'm not paid. It's not an endorsement. This is an old classic book that is as good a book as I have ever seen on advising people on basically how to get rich from any job. And so I will share one story that is not from the book. It's from my own personal life. My grandfather was a chauffeur, and he, who had chauffeurs back then? Wealthy people. And my grandfather had an 8th grade education, and he kept his mouth closed and his ears opened. And he learned from these CEOs and business leaders that he was driving around, and he learned how to save his money, how to invest. And without, he was born in an era when there was no Social Security. Now he ended up getting some, but not much. But he had amassed enough net worth that he could live through his days and be well taken care of into his 90s. Now, I realize that's an old example as far as, the era it comes from, but the truth still holds. You have a high school diploma, figure out where you can be around successful people and learn from them. It could be as working on someone's house. It could be, different forms of manual labor, but think in terms of where can I position myself that I can be around people from whom I can learn. And so my next story comes from a fellow who we interviewed last week and who we're going to post this Monday. He did not have a college degree, and he went to work for a stock brokerage firm, cold calling. Now, cold calling is, well, I'm twisted enough that I actually enjoy it, but for most people, it's worse than death. And so he had the opportunity in his early 20s to be talking to CEOs every day in and day out, and having great conversations with them and learning from them. So there are all kinds of places that you as a young person can get yourself employed that can put you in places where you learn. You know, who else only has a high school diploma? Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg. I can't remember anybody else right now. Bunch of guys in the tech industry, and so they identified their natural abilities. They fit in with where we are right now as far as the needs for people that are wired that way, and so they're killing it. But there are all kinds of jobs that you can love, that you can make a good living at. And if you will also learn the other part of the equation, which our dear friend Robert Kiyosaki teaches, and the other part of the equation of managing your expenses, understanding an investment versus a doodad, just financial fundamentals, you can do just fine even today with a high school diploma if you will commit to a lifetime of learning. That's it. So that is what I have today. I will repeat my March Madness offer. I have a program I call the Purpose Program. It is a series of assessments that help people hone in on how they can put their purpose to work for themselves and the benefit of others. And right now, March Madness is I'm offering it for 50% off. If you go into the comments below on YouTube and also on Instagram, you can click on a link. It'll take you to my webpage where you can fill out the contact information and type March Madness in the message section. That's what I've got for you today. And remember, it's not a matter of piece of paper. It's a commitment to a lifetime of learning. All right. Take care.